One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
That's a great question. I think honestly, when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew what the end goal was, and I was just trying to be as aggressive as possible to get there. I tell people this a lot when they just ask me how I got started and what I ended up doing. If I hadn't had a great relationship with my academic advisor when I was at Stephen F. Austin as a track and field student athlete, I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. It was that relationship and being able to go into his office and frankly tell him what I wanted to do and having him guide me into the right direction is really why I'm here today. I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was finishing up my fifth year of being a track and field student athlete. I started grad school. I'd applied for a bunch of internship opportunities, didn't get one of them. I go to his office after practice. I still have my spikes in my hand, and I sit down, and I would go to his office all the time, so it wasn't a big deal that I was in his office. And I told him, hey, I know exactly what I want to do. He's like, great, what is it? I said, well, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to finish grad school. He said, that's fantastic. I said, but I need you to give me a job. And I kind of said it laughingly, but I was serious. And he started laughing and said, you're not serious, are you? He's like, no, I am. I was like, I can't stay here if I don't have a job. And so they finagled something and basically just gave me an opportunity to work there. That really started it all. I worked in the marketing office, in the development office, did a little bit of everything, and that led to me eventually getting the opportunity at Evansville, which again, I almost didn't even really look at because it was an internship, and I thought I was ready for a full-time job. But as I tell people, can't really limit yourself, and it was the right time, right place, and got promoted in a short period of time. And as I got in and started to learn, I wanted to learn everything as fast as possible. And I think my involvement in NACMA and really just asking questions of people and taking some advice from the athletic director at the time, Mr. Bill McGillis, who was at Evansville, and just trying to get in contact with people, ask people questions, and it's really how I developed relationships. A lot of those relationships I was that guy constantly emailing or calling. I'm still friends with a lot of those guys and gals that are in the industry and have always stayed in contact with them and have provided me guidance when I've needed it. And the funny part is when sometimes they've needed some guidance, they've asked me some questions, which is rare to have it on the other foot, but a rewarding thing to be able to kind of reverse the relationship, provide some guidance to people who I feel have done a tremendous job in this industry and people who I can look up to and not just call a friend or a mentor, but I consider them kind of an extended family member. Well, I think you got to have a couple of people who are close to you who you can have honest conversations with and who are willing to tell you the truth regardless of the situation. I think that's key because when you're talking about maybe a possible career move that involves having to move your family, there's a lot of things to consider, but you need somebody who's going to tell you the truth, good, bad, or indifferent, and you need to have a couple of people that can give you different sides of it, somebody who you maybe look at as more of a peer, who's maybe at the same level you're at, somebody who maybe you've worked for, who you see more as a mentor to you. It's real important to have those types of relationships, but again, it's important that those relationships are truly genuine.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.